Alright guys, what's going on? This is Red Dragon 1-2 here. I run a Fabled deck and I'm here for OG
or 66 OEG 66.
66 OEG 66. And I'm here to give you a deck profile on my deck. Alright, so to start off with, we got a 1-star Chawa. It's basically a powder keg of the deck. You get to send one from hand to the graveyard to special summon him. It works really well with the deck. He sends off a bunch of synchros. You can get XYZs off of him. He's really good for the deck. I've got one effect Baylor. I want two, but one for now just to say no. I got 3 of these guys. This guy says if he's discarded from the hand, he's special summoned to the field. Works really well with Chawa, and he's a 2-star tuner, so he works really well in getting synchros out as well. Next up is Nizuchi. He is a 2-star, but his effect is discard from the hand to special summon him to the field. Works really well with several. His second effect says if he's special summoned this way, I get to special summon a level 3 or lower from my hand to the field. So he works really well with the next guy that's coming up. Next guy is going to be 3 of this guy, 3 Ganarshas. He's a 3-star beast. He goes really well in trying to make either your 5 stars or your 4-star synchros with Chawa. He pretty much does anything you want. He comes out as an 18 beater if he's discarded and summoned to the field. Next up is 2 Shield Wings, just for trolling, because he's really good. You got to attack him 3 times before you kill him, so he'll protect your life points until you can actually get something going. 1 Morphin Jar, because most of my effects say if I get to discard these cards, they come to the field. So it's always good to give yourself a bunch of pluses off of this, and you get to refill your hand and go ham from there.
I'm sorry?
1 Tour Guide, I want 2, but 1 for now because Acid Golem is a good beater, and I can get him off the field again pretty easily, so it's always good to have one of those. And I use Tour Guide with this guy, Kushano. He says if he's in the grave, I can pitch something from a Fabled from my hand to get him to hand, and works really well with Garnachia, several, any of the ones that say pitch and you get to special summon. You get 2 summons basically, this for your normal and another one for your special. Works really well with Tour Guide to get him back in grave and to get an Acid Golem. We got Trance Archfiend, pitch Fiend, he gains 2,000. He's good for making your 6 or higher synchros. You get to pitch from hand, which I like. It works really well. 2 Grimrose. This girl says that if you have 1 Fabled in your control on the field, you can pitch her, search your deck, get what you want out of your deck, bring it to the field. Always good, gives you a bunch of pluses. Next up, we got 2 Trickies. Trickies also, discarding ability, allows you to special summon him. All your other discards that allow you to special summon, you get his effect, and you can bring them out. He's a 5-star, make higher synchros if you want to, or use Chawa, make a Brio. Then we got Gores. Somebody hits you with something big and you don't like it, make Gores, get a token. Somebody burns you for something you don't want, get Gores, burn them back. Always good to have in the deck. Next up, we're moving on to spells and traps. First up in the spells goes Dark Hole. It's an extended art. I did it myself. It gets rid of everything on the field unless they have something that's not destroyed by card effects, so it's always good to take this in the deck. Any deck, actually. Enemy Controller. Tribute off one of mine, say Kushano. Get one of their creatures, sync or overlay with it. It's a good card to make them not have anything on the field. Monster Reborn, also extended art. Be very careful about doing extended arts because it really depends on your TO, but I like them, they're pretty. Inborn, self-explanatory. Pot of Avarice refills your deck back up with the monsters that allow you to discard to get your power back up. Give you a +2 off of it. It's good for any discarding deck, so take that. Then we've got 2 MSTs. I was running 3 at once, but I don't need to run 3. I've got an extended art one and a gold ghost one out of the Haunted Mine. This is just pretty and this is good. Gets back row hate, always good for a deck. Mind Control. Funniest combo ever is when they make a Utopia thinking they're going to be big, have a Utopia Ray, take it over. It's all, they don't have it anymore. It's funny. Also good for synchroing and XYZs. Card destruction. Like I said, I have a lot of Discard abilities, this makes you discard, and you get to refill your hand with as many cards as you had. It's good for Dark Worlds and or Fables. Foolish Burial, get Kushano Engrave. If I get this in hand, I don't have Kushano, and I don't have any major plays I can make, put Kushano Engrave, make an Acid Golem first turn, always a good card. Then we got, last of all, is the Book of Moon. Book of Moon is always good to flip their card, especially if it's summoned that turn, they can't flip it back, but if it's already on the field and you book it,
that was cool, right?
They can redo it unless they're in battle phase. So remember that.
Yeah,
Call of the Haunted, gold. It's just nice to get some of your synchros back. You may not get their effects unless it's like a Brio or something, but it's always good to get a beater back. Compulse, you don't like what they have, flip that, compulse it back to their hand, swing in. TT, blows up the field, splash. Solemn Warning, you have to pay a little bit of life to stop whatever they have, so it's always another good card to have in the deck. Magic Cylinder, not many people run it anymore, but it's funny when they try to hit you with something big, you basically say, no, you're going to take it instead of me. Then Zoma. Zoma's funny, it's a card I just added to the deck. It basically, you flip it up if you have no monsters on the field, or even if you do, they can attack it if they want to, but if they destroy it, they take the damage, so it's always good. Then, moving on to the Synchros and XYZs. I've got a Utopia. Always good to be able to negate their attacks, say no. One Acid Golem, because you don't want to get burned too much and you want to be able to get it off the field. One of the reasons I lost a match today, but it's still a good 3 grand beater. Then we got Dark Mist. Dark Mist is funny just because I can get level 2s out on the field really easily with this deck, and you gain their attack, and it's a permanent boost on them, so no matter what they get out, you can always be 100 over them, plus whatever you gain from the other monsters you've attacked, and you can do this anytime he's attacked, or is attacking. Fun card, the Fabled Unicorn. Basically, he says no to anything as long as your hands are equally matched. He will negate and destroy said card no matter what it is. He stops everything. He's basically Stardust on crack. He's a good card to have in the deck. This guy, Kudabi, if you have no cards in hand, he can't be destroyed by card effects. He can still be destroyed by battle, but most of the time with this deck you can get their bigger beaters off the field so they don't really have anything. And it's good because with this deck you don't have a hand most of the time. This guy, just because it's funny, if they don't run a dark, if they don't have a dark on the field and they try to attack it, it automatically gets destroyed without taking battle calculation, so it's always good to have catastrophe. This guy, I don't know how to say his name, but the Sea Dragon Lord, whatever that is, he, if a level 3 leaves the field in any way and goes to the graveyard, he bumps up to a 3,000, so it's always good to have him on the field if you can get him, but with this deck, level 5s are nothing to make. Then we've got 3 of the Reagans. Reagan says when he is synchro summoned to the field, you get to draw 2 cards. If you have none in hand, if you have 1 in hand, you get to draw 1, but you still get a plus to where you can explode from there as well. Brio. It's always good to pop stuff off of their field. Brio's self-explanatory. If you can make 6 stars with your deck, I suggest putting this in there because it is one of the still very alive synchros. Blow up the field. You're facing Insectors, you don't like it, they got a bunch of big beaters on the field like Acid Golem and, well, pretty much anything they can make, Tyrus, Adrius, anything they have, you blow up the field and you're clear from damage for that turn, so it's always good. Leviathan, he's a level 10, I only run one of him in the deck right now. Basically, when he is destroyed, you get to add, no matter how he's destroyed, as long as he goes to the graveyard, you get to add 3 of your Fables back to hand. And since Fables are so easy to get back out, he's really good to make because you can just keep making him, and it's 3 grand that they have to deal with every time you make him. Then last but not least, Startard. Startard says no to mainly anything that says it's going to destroy a card on the field, and you get him back at the end phase, so it's always good to have his effect. And that, guys, is my Fabled deck. Hope you like it. I've tweaked it a little bit since Golden Claw did one on mine about a week ago or so. So check out both of them and check out 66OG66's channel. Shout outs to Ojama Tomahawk, Golden Claw of Doom, the main character, Matthew Beeman.
Hey, you gotta say my whole name like
I don't know what his channel is, but that's Mr. Aaron Levy down there.
Scooter G31.
That's it. What's good? G31. Y'all know Chris Milligan. He's been.
Don't nobody care about Chris Milligan. Who is that guy? He ain't
Apart from
important.
that, Silver Rose 121.
The guy who doesn't make videos no more.
Yeah, he don't make no videos. I don't know why I'm saying that, but just subscribe to all those and view all the videos that you can.